Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to do a full review of a Corgeut GMT, which is of course a Tudor GMT Homage, which is of course a Rolex GMT Homage. So I'm going to review an homage of an homage. Let's get started. Let's start the review by looking at the case dimensions. We have a case diameter of 41 millimeters, a lug-to-lug width of 50.5 millimeters, a lug width of 22 millimeters, and the thickness of 13.5 millimeters. Very obviously a Tudor GMT homage or a copy. It's not much of an homage, it's actually a copy because a lot of things are pretty much copied, it's just a different name on the dial. Some people made comments on the unboxing video like, why are you promoting these type of brands? Why are you featuring this watch on your channel? You're promoting bad business practices. And that's a valid opinion. If you are of that opinion, well, I can't really argue with you. But my opinion is that these watches will exist whether I feature them on the YouTube channel or not. And I'm not really featuring them. I'm just reviewing the watches that I'm curious about. And this was one of them that I was curious about, so I just decided to buy one and review it for you guys because I know that some of you might be curious, and after this review you can make up your mind whether you want to buy one or not. So the watch features an all stainless steel case. It doesn't come on a bracelet, it comes on a leather strap. I'll get to a leather strap in a minute or so. And currently I actually have it on a Zila strap. This strap was the one that came with my Zila Swordfish. And I really like how it looks and how it fits together with this watch, so that's why I'm wearing on this leather strap. And the fact is that this leather strap that comes with this watch is pretty much unusable, and here's why. So the strap itself is of alright quality. It's not great by any means, but it's doable. I mean, whatever. I paid $85 for this watch, but currently, as of recording of this video, it's around $110 US on eBay. The prices keep on fluctuating, so I guess just keep on checking back until you get the price you want. But why the watch is pretty much unwearable is because of this clasp, which is I guess the copy of the Tudor GMT clasp, and it's all fine, it works well. But the problem really is with this safety fold over mechanism here. So if it's like this, it's fine, but obviously as you wear the watch, it will push in a little bit more like so. And when this happens, this part here is quite sharp and it really digs into your wrist. I don't mean to sound like a baby, but it is very uncomfortable. So keep that in mind. Pretty much you have to replace the whole clasp, or in my case, put it on a different leather strap, and that's how the watch should be worn. The finishes on the case are pretty good. I actually reviewed a different Corgeut watch already. That video can be found on the channel, and the finishes are very similar between the two watches. So we have an all polished, high polish on the sides, on both sides, and we have a bit of brushing on the top here, and there is even some beveling that goes throughout lugs and throughout the whole case. Looks pretty good, keeping up with the Tudor GMT aesthetic. The watch of course has this big oversized crown without crown guards. The crown action is could be better. I really don't like this crown action. You can even kind of hear it when you unscrew the crown. It doesn't seem to be that secure. It is of course at the 3 o'clock position, screw down crown as I just demonstrated, giving the watch 200 meters of water resistance. In the unboxing video for the watch, I wasn't sure what kind of movement the watch featured. A lot of you guys were very nice and helped out the community overall and helped me out by letting me know what kind of movement it has. So it has a DG3804 movement. Maybe it's a DG3804B movement. Whichever one it is, it's a Chinese or Shanghai made movement, I think. And the movement is all right. It is a GMT, but it's what a lot of people pointed out is a poor man's GMT. So now I put the watch into second position. The seconds hand stopped ticking. So that tells us that the movement is hacking. Now that we have the hands in this position, it's going to be safe to change the date and the GMT hand. And to do so, we basically have to pull the crown into the first position like so. And if we turn the crown into one direction, that's to change the date, as you can see here. To change the GMT hand, we simply rotate the crown into the opposite direction. And now we are setting the GMT or the second time zone. Now, why is this a poor man's GMT and not a what's called a true GMT, I guess, is the fact that this GMT hand doesn't jump in 1 hour increments. What it does, it's basically a smooth gliding hand. So when you set the time, it's not always exact. As you can see now that I push the crown in, the hand kind of adjusted itself, but it's not exactly where it needs to be. So that's why it's nicknamed kind of the poor man's GMT. Now let's talk a little bit about the accuracy, and of course the movement is hand windable, something I didn't mention. But let's talk about the accuracy, and the accuracy on this watch is incredible. I don't think you should expect the same accuracy as what I got on my watch, because the problem with a lot of Chinese watches is the fact that the quality control and from one watch to another, the differences are very great. So the way my watch performs is not necessarily going to be the same way that your watch performs, but mine is 0 to -2 seconds per day. And I tested it over several weeks. I tested it on my hand, on the desk, because I really wanted to make sure that it really performs so well. And it did. So I guess I got really lucky with this movement because it's incredibly accurate. Another thing that a lot of people in the comment section have pointed out is the fact that this bezel kind of cheapens the watch. So the watch is available in a few different options. There's the Batman, so the dark blue and black. There is an all black bezel version, and there is this Pepsi version, so the blue and the red. I actually don't mind the color scheme. I think it's more of a personal choice or personal preference. To me, it looks all right, but the bezel action itself is poor. So you can really even hear it in the clicks. Again, it just feels not confident. This watch feels like it's not very confident in itself. Also, the bezel is very thin. It has a nice grip, kind of a coin edge grip, but there's quite a bit of back play, and the bezel itself, yeah, just doesn't feel very solid, very satisfying to turn overall. Where the watch makes up some points is in a crystal. So we do have a sapphire domed crystal. It looks great. I think it looks really nice with the Pepsi bezel and the domed sapphire. This case size also looks good. So I do like that slight dome on this crystal. I also do like the dial. So we have all applied indices for hour marks, a number of different shapes. There's the date window by 3 o'clock, of course, the GMT hand in red, and snowflake hands, which are of course strongly associated with Tudor watches. The lume on the watch is not great. Let me pop a picture on the screen right now. Yeah, as you can see, it's not fantastic. There is some discoloration between the color on the hands and the applied lume. And this was the case for the previous Corgeut that I reviewed and that I owned. And the case back is just a plain case back without any writings or engravings. And finally, here's what the watch looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist. It wears pretty good. It is a big watch, 13.5 millimeters thick, and this kind of a long lug-to-lug width. So it does wear larger than the 41 millimeter diameter of the case would suggest. Keep that in mind in case you have smaller wrists. All right, guys, so that was the full review for the Corgeut GMT. Not a bad watch, but quite a few shortcomings. Between you and I think I'm gonna end up selling this one. I don't see it sticking in my collection for too long. Maybe I'll pick up one of the Parnis GMTs or any number of other GMTs out there. So maybe leave your suggestions in a comment section below. What other affordable GMT options I should look at? I know that Steinhardt makes some great homages of Rolex GMT Master, but maybe there are other GMT watches that are affordable, maybe with the same movement, but aren't necessarily homages of their more famous Swiss cousins. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. By the way, today on my wrist I'm wearing my Seiko Flightmaster. I did a full review of this watch a while back, actually at the beginning stages of this channel, so if you want to take a look back and laugh at me, I'll link that video in the description below. Also in the description there is going to be a secret link. Check it out. I hope you like this one. Thanks for watching another one of my reviews. Hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.